is the Herd Line News.
They are getting better.
Oh, yeah. No, I think they're getting better. Yeah, and I'm going to watch. I think I'm going to watch the NFL schedule stuff tonight. Then Friday night or Saturday, I'm going to watch the episode 8.
I can't wait for it. So the Cowboys brought in Andy Dalton to work with Dak Prescott next season. And Stephen Jones told 1310 The Ticket in Dallas that he feels a lot better now that they have a solid backup plan.
To have a guy like Andy Dalton come in here, not unlike Philly had with Nick Foles when Carson Wentz went down, to be able to take control and, win games or win huge games for you, if that's what you need, is really important. Certainly, you can lay your head on your pillow better at night knowing you have someone like Andy Dalton.
Sleeping better, are we? Well, Dak Prescott doesn't have an injury history, so that's not really the concern. Obviously, having a strong backup in Philly is very important considering Carson Wentz's injury history.
It's
so what
it?
is it that we're referring to?
Yeah.
I'm a huge Dak fan, as you know, and I think Dak deserves all the money he can get, and he certainly deserves to be paid. But if I'm Dak Prescott, I'm signing a deal. That was clearly a message bringing in Andy Dalton. I feel. I mean, you'd like to have a nice backup, but Andy Dalton is probably a starter in this league still. I mean, I'm not going to hold everything that happened in Cincinnati against him. Did make the playoffs quite a few times, despite the dysfunction that organization has been over the past 20 years. I don't know the entire situation with Dak in Dallas, but it does kind of feel like it's almost getting to the point of I don't want to say overvaluing yourself, because you should get whatever money the market dictates, but there's not a huge gap. I think we agree between Andy Dalton and Dak Prescott.
Yeah, I think Dak's better, but I don't think it's...
Absolutely. He's better and he has more upside and he's younger and all of those things, but the last thing you want to happen is, God forbid, there is some sort of injury situation. Andy Dalton comes in and plays his butt off, and then that's a whole
Andy Dalton is he's like the Mr. Rogers of the NFL. Who would have thought Andy Dalton could ever get in the crosshairs of controversy? He is the least controversial human in American professional sports. And now
he really is.
Now all of a sudden there's this polarizing thing. I think you said this. He basically called Dak yesterday. He texted him a couple days ago, said, "Hey, I'm here to help if you need anything." He's the nicest guy in the world.
He is. What was his rally cry before the game?
Yeah, it was.
Let's have some fun and play together.
I ran into him one time at a JW Marriott in Los Angeles. And, I've been critical of a lot of people, and I bump into him. I don't care. It's the only time I felt guilty. He is such a nice human being. I ran into Andy Dalton, and I said, I can never criticize him. It was like 2 or 3 years ago. I'm like, I felt so guilty.
Well, we're not being personal.
I know, but I called him the beige water pistol. That's kind of personal.
You did.
And I felt really... the only time in my career I'm like, that was mean. I wanted to apologize and give him a big hug.
That's the only time.
No, I mean, most of the time, if I rip T.O., I bring him on the show. T.O. and I go back and forth, or LeVar Ball, or Richie Incognito. I have no problem confronting some. If Russell Westbrook came on my show, or Baker, you can yell at me all you want. I don't care.
We had Baker on.
Yes, that doesn't bother me. But I felt guilt, because Andy Dalton is America's nicest human, and I was mean.
Teddy Bruschi won 3 Super Bowls with Tom Brady in New England, and he has some advice for the Buccaneers, and it's to not get caught up in a superstar joining their team. In an interview with ESPN, he said they need to get over Brady watching, because they get to the sideline and all of a sudden it's like, okay, Tom will bail us out. If those players see him as that 4-letter word, they better get over it. He's on a level plane as you, because he's going to make mistakes, and he's also going to make you better, and it can't be done without you. So don't look to him to do it. Our teams never did. The 4-letter word he's referring to is GOAT.
Oh, yeah, GOAT. That's the 4-letter word.
Well, I mean, listen, I think it's going to be very difficult for any of these young players to not look at Tom Brady in that way. That's the conversation that we've been having about Tom Brady for many years. And he is still Tom Brady and still has the presence and aura about him. But I do get what Teddy Bruschi is saying. Once the season starts, once you get into the actual games, you can't just lean on him being the GOAT to bail the team out and you get in tough situations. Obviously, look at him to be a leader, but you have to do your job as well. I could see how young players could get caught up in that and get a little distracted. Finally, Dwayne Haskins wrote an article for Washington's team website reflecting on his rookie year and how he's been preparing this offseason. And he noticed that the team seems to be going into the 2020 season with a different mindset. He said, a lot of times last year, I thought we were dragging. This year, I feel a new sense of urgency. That's what is fun about football. It's the want to play your very best in every situation. That's something I think is important as far as trying to be able to compete with the best of the best teams in the NFL. If you don't think you have a fighting chance, there's no way you're going to win. Ron Rivera says he thinks that he believes the team can make a quicker turnaround than he and many others have expected. Well, I think their defense certainly will, but we are all going to be all eyes on Dwayne Haskins this year to see if he really has what it takes to be the quarterback of the Washington Redskins. I don't know that I've seen anything from Dwayne Haskins yet that convinces me of that.
He's big and strong with a big, strong arm. So if he gets protection, I think he can be fine. I just don't know if they can protect him now that Trent Williams is gone. But if you told me he's going to stand back, throw 24 times a game in Ron's system, pretty conservative offense, and throw strikes, then I think he can work. That's where I think he can work.
If he can be accurate and make good decisions, then sure. I don't really get caught up in the body type of quarterbacks anymore because I think for the most part, if you have the skill and the football intelligence, you don't really need that particular body type and arm strength and all of those things. I'd rather you be accurate and make good decisions in crunch time moments. But that's what I'm hoping to see from Dwayne Haskins this year.
Good stuff, Joy, with the news.
Well, that's the news.
And thanks for stopping by.
The Herd Lie News.
So here's the show I'm on tonight. Carissa Thompson, Mark Schlereth, and me. NFL schedule release show. It's going to be on all the Fox Sports social media stuff. FoxSports.com, I'll be on it. The Fox Sports app. So that's going to be 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific. I'll be from my house, from my secluded grotto. I'll be in my house broadcasting this. And, there you go. Schedule release. There's a handful of schedules I'm very interested in. I want to see Cincinnati's. The way it looks like they're going to stack it up, I've been reading this, is that your non-conference games, non-division games are going to be first. So, if you play the AFC East, you're going to have the Jets and you're going to have the Patriots in the Bills and Miami in some sort of order. So I think it's fun. I do think schedule matters. In fact, one of the things I do when the season ends, I release what I believe are my standings based on free agent signings and draft signings. So I can release those. And then I release schedules because after the season ends, you have coaching changes. Like Washington's got a new staff. You have free agent signings, and then you have the draft. And so, then I think it's time to predict the NFL divisions. Then I give 1-800-Flowers.com, enter the code HERD. So Alex Smith got injured not long ago, and it was traumatic. He had 17 surgeries. They were worried that his leg was going to be amputated. In fact, they were concerned he was going to die. The government let him go to a military hospital because it was more similar to a war injury. His wife, 36th birthday today, his wife put out a video of him working out. And I watched the video. I will not be able to watch Alex Smith play this season. I can't see him get hurt. Alex Smith has had a really nice career. He's made $173 million. He was a number one pick. He is a 94-66 record. 5 playoff appearances, won a division, no losing seasons in a decade. This video his wife sent out is amazing, but if you watch Project 11, the documentary, it is, I can't watch the whole thing. I know I come across here as, too touchy-feely, but I can't. He's had a great career. He's made a ton of money. I don't think Washington right now needs him. Dan Snyder, I've been told, Dan Snyder has offered him an executive job. He's been offered in the organization an upper-level VP executive job. That's how much Dan Snyder respects him. He could get a broadcasting job tomorrow and I won't speak for my bosses, but if Alex Smith was on the market, you'd be crazy not to hire him. Super nice guy, gets along with others, really smart. I mean, he's played in the NFC, he's played in the AFC. the video of him coming back, and I've had him on the show before. He has a legendarily good reputation in the NFL. He's a great guy. I can't watch him play. I would be on pins and needles watching him play. I couldn't do it. So as the team doctors in Washington make a decision, almost had his leg amputated, and many people were concerned he would die. And I watched that video this morning. I'm like, oh, God, retire. Please. It just sit it down. A lot of money, beautiful family, stunning wife, lot of money, number one pick, 5 playoffs, won a division title, 58% winner. Don't play. Sometimes people have to step in and help you because it's hard to manage us. Men are hard to manage, right? We manage our money. Men manage their money better than they manage themselves. That's why Wall Street and prisons are full of men, as my dad once said. Sometimes people have to step in because we get tunnel vision. We get very competitive. We can't see the broader horizon. I don't want to see Alex Smith play. I really don't. I sat there and watched the video. I'm like, if he plays, I got to watch. I'll watch the Bengals games. I can't watch him.
I told you I watched the documentary the other day. It's fascinating, but it is terrifying.
Terrifying.
I'm rooting for him. It's hard not to root for him. I mean, he has a very resilient spirit. I would be very nervous watching him play as well. It would be an amazing comeback story. You really should watch it. There's a point. I'm like I get queasy with that stuff. I mean, he's been through a lot.
By the way, I did watch episode 7 of The Last Dance last night. It has everything in it, Joy. It's got the murder of Michael's father. It's got Michael's retirement announcement. What a circus that was. It's got his baseball career, and it's got Michael breaking down. Michael gets really emotional. It is... I mean, you can see his eyes. Like, he gets really emotional. So it's easily the best episode I've seen, episode 7 Sunday night on another network. Here's Joy with the news.
No.